Should you be passive or active with dating? From all the accounts I've heard about people's dating lives, some people are able to not lift a finger and still manage to meet people and get dates, while some often turn to a lot of advice and take a more deliberate approach, just to land a date. You'll often hear a lot of advice coming from various people such as be yourself, the right person will like you for who you are, looks matter, become better looking and you'll get people coming up to you. Some get involved in pickup artists or Riz and will tell you to develop better skills at meeting people, developing your charisma. Some will tell you to create a social circle or host an event, become someone of high value, etc. And the complex part is this. All of them works, but not only does it work differently for some people, one advice is not the end-all be-all depending on who you are. The purpose of this channel is to help you adopt strategies that are compatible with your lifestyle and compatible with your personality, with who you are at the moment. So should you be active or passive? To answer this question, let's take a look at the factors that affect your dating life. The very obvious to talk about is your appearance. Appearance is the first thing people often notice and one of the significant factors that contribute to physical and sexual attraction on sight. Of course, attraction is subjective and not everyone is attracted to the same face or body type, but with certain people who appear a particular way that adheres to conventional attractive standards, they tend to elicit more visceral feelings of attraction from various people. Social status is another factor that goes into it. You don't have to be the most attractive person in the room, but if you have a high social status, this puts you in a position that makes you appear highly valuable. A person's attractive appearance, which is the first factor we have talked about, can also grant social status for being the best looking one. However, social status doesn't always have to be about appearances. There's other passive social status one can have, such as being a mini celebrity, being popular amongst your peers, or any other status that makes people want to seek you out and talk to you. There's also active social status, such as the highly sociable one who starts conversations with people regularly, the helpful one, or any position where one takes an active effort and is positively received well. It could also be due to personality, such as being the more sociable one, the tough one, the resourceful one, or the one who hosts cool events, or you're known for specializing in something that a lot of people or a specific niche group highly values. The point is this, if you're known for something that's highly valuable to a lot of people, and I'm not talking about monetary value, I mean value as in something about you that a lot of people really like and make them respond positively to you. A lot of people will know you for that specific thing, hence granting you status. If your status is a highly valued one, it will make a lot of people want to come up to you and talk to you. Or maybe your status is not someone who is a charisma magnet, but maybe your status exposes you to different social positions, which gives you a lot of opportunity to socialize. The third factor is lifestyle. I have discussed about lifestyle in my previous video, which I have linked below. Lifestyle is another significant one, as depending on the activities you do, and if you spend most of your time indoors, outdoors, or if you're talking to people online or offline. Lifestyle is very significant when it comes to regularly meeting new people. If your lifestyle doesn't facilitate any social interaction or opportunities to meet new people or people that you want, it'll affect your ability to make friends and find dates. Whether you're going to new social activities, talking to people in your daily life, or interacting with online community groups, your lifestyle should be manufactured in a way that gives you exposure to people and one that fulfills you the most. The fourth factor is personality. There's two things that go into your personality. One is natural temperament. These are personality traits that are innate to you and are things that come to you naturally, regardless of how you're raised in the environment. Some people's temperaments allow them to be sociable, have low anxiety, more or less conscientiousness, etc., while others' temperament are more reserved, introverted, maybe they're neurodivergent, or may also have higher anxiety. The other thing is environmental and its conditions. Some people had loving parents, others probably born to more controlling or abusive ones. Some had a skill that's highly valuable and respected to people, while others are interested in things that could potentially ostracize them. Certain jobs, certain challenges, and significant life events can all force you to adopt specific qualities that may or may not come naturally to you just to deal with them as best as you can, regardless of if it's success or not. Someone who's had to deal with bullying, for example, can have an increase in high assertive skills and heavy willingness to stand up to others, or they may develop violent anger problems if they hurt their bullies and may lash out at their environment, such as people who, lit up a school, or they develop crippling low self-esteem due to the power imbalance within their dynamic. Now that we got all the factors down, let's revisit the question. Should you be active or passive with dating? The ultimate answer is, it's up to you to decide. This is probably not the answer you were expecting. Perhaps you want me to tell you how you should go about your dating life to get as much options as you want. But there's a good reason why I advise you to decide for yourself rather than tell you. There's a lot of other YouTube dating coaches that are out there telling you how you should conduct yourself and whatnot. So this video will break down what exactly you need to know so you can decide for yourself. How can you decide for yourself? I'm going to help with that. The first thing I would suggest you to do is to become self-aware. Now, complete self-aware is continuous and takes a very long time to cultivate, so just spend a couple of hours reflecting back on your experiences and figure out if you're more extroverted or introverted, outgoing or reserved. Do you experience high social anxiety? Are your hobbies social or solitary? How are you like when you're talking to people, etc.? You could take some personality tests to help you figure out yourself a bit more. Once again, gain clarity about all of this. Once you gain clarity, this will be who you are at this very moment. In the near future, it will change and you may gain more realizations about yourself. But right now, who you are at this moment is what we're going to be working with. You don't need to think about how your past made you into who you are now, only that you're there now and that we should start there. The second factor to ask yourself is how much social opportunity do you have? This depends on your lifestyle and personality. If you're an extrovert, then you get energized being around a lot of people and like talking in large groups of people. If you're an introvert, you have a low social battery for big groups and you prefer one-on-one conversations or just being around a group of your close friends and you don't want to be in highly stimulating environments. Do you have a social hobby? Then you're going to have an easy time meeting new people and having natural conversations with them. If you have solitary hobbies, then you're more likely to not experience much natural socializing. For the case of solitary hobbies, some of them have hobby groups and events catered around them which you can attend to, but many of them are monthly or yearly. You work in an occupation that requires you to consistently socialize with new people. There's also a thing as social and solitary jobs as well. Are you someone who's outgoing or proactive? This means starting conversations with strangers and friends alike come easy for you or you have a knack for it. Are you someone who's busy, more reserved, deal with high social anxiety? You're going to have a hard time with socializing and you may find it easy when someone makes an effort to talk to you instead. Are you someone who's more assertive and likes being a leader, likes being a decision maker? You're likely the type to go after what you want and stick up for your opinions, values, and beliefs. Are you more enthusiastic? This means you value group harmony and express feelings when something is going good for you. Are you more agreeable or disagreeable? This determines your tendency to engage in debates or complex topics. Are you someone who worries a lot? This is indicative if you experience a lot of emotions, especially worrying emotions, or if you can remain calm even in tough situations. The third question to ask yourself is how often are people coming up to talk to you? And if they do, why are they talking to you? For some, it's their appearance. Because someone is thought to be conventionally attractive, many will find excuses to talk to you, especially if they find you attractive from the get-go. For others, it's a high social status that gets people to socialize with you, even from those who you don't know. You could be a school president, someone who's known for specializing in a highly valuable skill, or you could be very popular within your environment. There's also those who are in clubs where there's natural opportunity to talk to someone, or maybe it has nothing to do with something external you offer. Some extroverted and charismatic people leave a great impression on people that it makes them want to talk to them here and there. Though with this dynamic, it's the active party usually starting the interactions. Now the fourth question to ask yourself, given all the information above, is what comes naturally to you within that moment. If you're someone who's extroverted and have high energy and loves talking to people, you can lean into that. This helps especially when you may not be considered conventionally attractive or not have high social status and may need to do more active work if you want to make friends and find dates, but that extroverted energy may make doing that work more easier for you. This makes the active approach more suitable and appealing to the person like this. Do you find you're in a position where a lot of people come talk to you? This would mean the passive approach would work well for you as you're already getting the socializing you'll need. Opening opportunities for finding dates. Do you have a sociable hobby, job, or a hobby-based group? You can take either a passive or active approach here, depending on the other factors as well. The fifth and final question to ask yourself is this. What are things about you and your lifestyle that you're willing to change? Let's say you're someone who's introverted, have high social anxiety, find joy in solitary hobbies rather than social ones, are average looking, doesn't have high social status, no charisma, not outgoing. You get the picture. This is a prime position of a lifestyle that is rarely going to have any social opportunities come to you. But there are some aspects you may like about yourself. Maybe you like spending time alone or with a few trusted close friends. Maybe certain places are very scary for you to visit, or you have tried social hobbies and find you like solitary ones better. Maybe you've been in different groups before, but you feel like you couldn't fit in with any of them for one reason or another. This is a hard question to answer because your choices can actually have an effect on if you can get friends or a date. You're walking on a line of changing versus wanting to be yourself and to do the things you like that bring you joy. Perhaps if you improve your appearance, you can attract attention of potential dates. But what if you like the way you look and like your style? Is improving or changing too much of a compromise to you? Perhaps if you go out and talk to more people and increase your numbers, you can build up charisma and be a sociable guy. But are you comfortable doing that? Can you handle this energy if you're more introverted? Perhaps if you host something fun, get people to attend, or do something cool, you may have high social status and be known amongst people. But do you like being the center of attention, or do you want to be low-key as much as possible? There's a lot of factors that go into this, so I won't be able to list them all, but I'll say this. If there's things about yourself that you highly value, keep them. Life is too short to try and compromise on them. With that being said, if you truly want to see change, you have to make some adjustments with your lifestyle, and you may need to develop new skills to self-improve. I'll give myself as an example. In my early 20s, I was very socially awkward and a very introverted person. I was in a STEM program and spent most of my time focusing on schoolwork and not much time socializing. I liked playing video games, taking walks outside, and I liked to spend my time with close friends. I also did enjoy hanging out in groups due to the new exposures I had, but I craved solitary activities a lot more. I was not the most attractive person in the room, nor was I outgoing at the time. I've made a few costly social mistakes that made people and girls not want to be seen with me, and essentially what led to subtle social ostracizing. I'm not the most naturally assertive person. I'm actually more on the enthusiastic and agreeable side of things, and I'm so when it comes to remaining calm in tough situations. This has led others to view me as unmanly or unmasculine, or maybe too feminine, for which, for me personally, I see nothing wrong with it. But it mattered to them, which eventually affected my dating life. What I had going for me is my ambition, which was translated into getting a high-paying job in tech. I was sociable despite my blunders. I have a very resilient mind when I put my mind into achieving something, and like this channel's brand name, I am a thoughtful person. At least I try to be most of the time. Here are some things I've decided to change about myself. The first one being appearance. I am someone who would always encourage you to be yourself and accept yourself and not change anything for something you don't like just to fit in. At the same time, I acknowledge that your appearance plays a role when it comes to attraction. I've decided to work on my fashion and try different clothes to see which styles, textures, and colors can go well together. I also know a little bit about color theory. With this knowledge, I would find nerdy collectible shirts, but I would spend time considering the fashion details of said item before purchasing it. As a result, I can dress very well. I have also learned to groom myself and have a skincare routine. None of these things make me out to be the handsome male model, but I look presentable. The second one is being social skills. I wanted to talk to different types of people, rather than stick to my own, and find a lot of flexible ways to work on them. I would read every book I can get on social skills and dynamics, and I will put them into practice in various places. This included bars and clubs, which I later came to realize they weren't really my environments. They were only good for the occasional night out. Over time, I got good at detecting body language, observing dynamics, the environments, and I knew certain conversational tricks. But I also learned to dial it back down a little due to how much pressure I was putting on myself to be a certain level of sociable. Now, this didn't change my nature as an introvert, but I leaned more into my natural strengths in combination of social skills. I also became quite skilled at making conversations with strangers in day-to-day life, which creates that one-on-one interaction anytime, which is perfect for me as an introvert. It was unintentional on my part, but nonetheless, I love the flexibility this comes with and ultimately like the more long-term benefits of it as well. Due to the many things I was putting on my plate, I wasn't able to put much focus on my physical fitness, so this leaves me pretty average looking. For the rest of the things about me, I liked them and decided not to change them. I didn't change the fact that my personality is more feminine leaning, as I like being this way. I love playing video games and hanging out with close friends. I still put myself out there within groups wherever I can, but I don't tend to make a habit of it. There are certain toxic dating practices I see going on, such as the alpha beta, pick me, gender wars, and culture wars, playing high value games, power playing games to prop up one's own perceived status and value. These practices, I used to explore them as I wanted to learn as much about socializing and dating, but now I have purposely pushed it out of my life as I know how emotionally and mentally damaging a lot of it really is. Unfortunately, there are still people out there who are playing this type of game, and some of you might have come across this type of person. I can either choose to play the game better and potentially get what I want from them, but more often than not, I choose the latter and moved on to define better, to maintain my peace, even if I do miss out on a chance for sex or intimacy. But yeah, this is one of my most comprehensive videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it.